PR Connections Radio presents.
Here we go again.
That's funny. I couldn't see you, but I was doing the same thing.
Crypto and Cash Show is here. We're here live again. You know what? I have not plugged in myself, but that's okay. You guys can still hear me. Uncle Dan here. I got my buddy Bret Jennings over there. You know what? We're here to have some fun, give you guys some information like we always do about what's going on in the current crypto, Bitcoin type marketplace, what's going on. And it's for educational and entertainment purposes only. We're not trying to entice you to get into the crypto, and that's up to you. If you want to go ahead and get your feet wet, go ahead and get your feet wet. But in the meantime, you're going to get some good information on a few things you need to be doing over here. Bret, good to see you, brother. It's been a couple of weeks. Been a while.
It has. I know, a couple weeks or a month.
Yeah, probably about a month. That's okay.
Yeah.
I jumped on. I did an episode by myself about a couple weeks ago or something like that.
Okay.
I just jumped on and had some fun, man. That's all.
Good.
You know,
that's what it's about, man.
Well, I said have some fun, gave them a little education about what's going on, and we just went from there. So, hey, everybody, you know what? We are back. We are live, and we're going to give you a little education today. Bret, what's happening in the that halving? Bitcoin halving is in the news, and people don't even know what that means.
There was actually a website that you could go to that had it live. Well, there were a couple of them, but you could actually see how many blocks were left and all that stuff. So the long and short of it is, every 4 years, Bitcoin has its halving. Okay, which equates out to like, I don't know, 100 and some thousand or 200 and some thousand blocks or something like that. But anyways, it comes out to every 4 years. So here's how Bitcoin works, which is every 4 years, the reward that you get for mining Bitcoin or helping facilitate the Bitcoin network gets cut in half. It's designed like that for a reason, because in the code of Bitcoin, when they had created the protocol, the computer protocol that the Bitcoin network works on, it was created in there that as more Bitcoin gets created and comes into existence, the harder that it is to create the next Bitcoin. And the reward that you get for that every 4 years gets cut in half even more. The whole point of it is to facilitate the supply and demand and the scarcity of it. Because now, literally, the reward that you get for helping facilitate the network is half of what it was last week. So now you're going to have a lot of people that drop out of mining or won't participate in it because it's not worth it to them anymore.
Yeah.
So as you have less people, but you have the creation of new Bitcoin still remains harder and harder and harder to do. So that balance keeps the scarcity of Bitcoin the way that it is. Because if you could the whole point of Bitcoin is that it's a limited amount. There's only 21 million that will ever be made. If you could create all 21 million in a year, then that kind of defeats the point of scarcity. Like gold, imagine gold, which is very hard to find. And once you find it, it's very hard to produce, and it's very expensive to produce. So those are the characteristics that represents Bitcoin, basically internet money, right? Is that it keeps the scarcity of it. So the halving occurred last week, which basically means that the reward that you get for helping facilitate the network is half of what it was before. That will drop people out, and the demand for it will be harder, and the problem to solve for it will be harder. So it's the long and short of it is it's a balance of supply and demand to keep the scarcity in it. And it was designed, that's a great thing about it. Like, this was thought about 15 years ago. Like, someone had thought about all these things ahead of time and put it in the code. I love it.
Well, let me ask you a question. How many Bitcoin are the maximum in circulation?
Well, how many are in circulation right now?
No. What's the total amount that you said
That's ever going to be made? 21 million.
Yeah.
So here's the point of Bitcoin. So just like if you're going to go out and mine gold, it takes time and it takes money to go mine gold. The way that Bitcoin is facilitated is it takes power, it takes electricity, right? Which can get expensive. So to ensure that not everybody can just create all of it at once, they designed it so that as a new Bitcoin transaction goes out and they block every 10 minutes, they take all the transactions for Bitcoin and they bundle them up into one block. Okay. Every 10 minutes, it gets bundled up into one block. Then you have a bunch of computers who purposely connect their computer to that network. So let's just say there's a bunch of computers who purposely go on Google. Okay. But you have to go to that website and you have to download and so you're on that network. So to help facilitate that network and to keep it secure, you have to basically solve a mathematical problem. And whoever competes, all these computers that compete against each other, as they compete against each other, what that does is that keeps the security of it, right? And so whoever solves that mathematical problem basically verifies that the block is legit and everything in it is legit. They get a reward in the form of Bitcoin for doing that. As Bitcoins progress through the years, it gets hard. That mathematical problem that needs to get figured out to verify the Bitcoin gets harder. So 10 years ago, you could open your laptop at night and connect it to the network, and you could wake up in the morning and you could get, say, 50 Bitcoin. Well, now, instead of getting 50 Bitcoin, you might get 1 Bitcoin. Because as the years have gone by, as more Bitcoin got created, that means that the math problem for it became harder and harder and harder every time. So now you need entire warehouses full of computers to verify these transactions. But that costs a lot of money with power and computers to do so. And so now it's become even harder for that math problem to solve. And now the reward to do that is cut in half. So you see where you're going to see more people drop off.
Yeah.
So that's how it works. It keeps the scarcity of it. It keeps the security of it. Does that make sense? I mean, sometimes people say what when I'm done, but I'm trying to.
I get it. I get it. My only question is, what's to prevent somebody like BlackRock going in and buying up all the Bitcoin that's available? Is that possible?
So you're talking about them being able to control a market.
Yes.
So that's different. I mean, it's an open market that it's on. So anybody has a right to own as much of it. But the point of it is that you can never produce more of it than 21 million. So look at it this way. With all the computers and these warehouses full of computers right now trying to create new Bitcoin, which is in a sense verifying the transactions, we're at like 19 million right now or something like that, 19.5 million. The last Bitcoin to be created, the 21 million one, it will take another 128 years.
Oh, wow. Really?
That's how hard, because you got to understand that the math problems are going to keep on getting harder and harder and harder and harder. So that's what I'm talking about, the genius in the code, which is even if you want to be BlackRock and you buy up a bunch of Bitcoin, fine, you own a bunch of Bitcoin. So, you can control the market in a sense. But what you can never do is create more than 21 million Bitcoin ever. And that's the point, right? And in order to facilitate the creation of that, it can't be one central person, because you would have to have 51% control of the network. And in order to do that would be trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. But here's the kicker with that theory. Say you're BlackRock and you get all the money in the world together, and you are able to overtake the network and gain 51% control of the Bitcoin network. Well, guess what? The whole point of why it exists and the point of it is gone now. So now you've spent trillions of dollars to hack a system that nobody else gives value anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, go ahead and try to do that, which you couldn't do. Just the most powerful computers in the world. Quantum computers is a different thing, but that's down the road, whatever. But as of right now, with all the powerful computers in the world, you could stack them 100 deep, and you would not have enough power to overtake the network. And even if you did, the money you would spend would be in the trillions, and you would defeat then the whole purpose of it, which is it's decentralized and not one person controls it. Now everyone says, well, you can control it, and nobody gives it value anymore. So you spent trillions to go back. Good job.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
I mean, that's what's brilliant about it, man.
That's crazy. Hey, so why don't you give us an update? We haven't talked about in a while. We haven't talked about the update on the digitizing of Bitcoin and how you can buy into real estate, because I know it's getting closer and closer. Yeah, I said that's a term, not digitization. Tokenization, is that starting to happen more and more now, do you think?
Yes. So the number one front runner who's getting that going right now is, guess who? BlackRock.
Okay. Yeah. Duh.
So if you want to know if tokenization is going to be the real deal, well, BlackRock's doing it. So that should answer your question. Hedge funds don't kind of mess around, So that's what BlackRock's doing, because here's why they're doing it. Do you know how many assets BlackRock owns through real estate and everything else in the world? Stocks, everything. I mean, they're like a third of the world's wealth, or like for all the companies out there, right? So they own a lot of things. Everything that they own, whether it's a stock or homes, or you can even say artwork or whatever there is, anything that is a physical asset that has value, by tokenizing it, all you're doing is taking the value of that and the proof of that value, and you're sticking it on the blockchain. Because it's on blockchain, you're able to now facilitate it easily on a whim throughout the world. So imagine you're BlackRock and you need to transfer over $50 billion for something, which is nothing for them, right? Yeah. $50 billion.
Yeah.
So now to go through the bank channels, go through Europe, do all the different things, it's a whole system in place that costs a lot of money, and you need to wait for that system to happen in order for it to fully be funded and all that stuff. What you're doing now is you're taking the proof of whatever that asset is, you're taking the proof of the value of it, and you're able to now facilitate it throughout the internet at any given time, at any place, completely seamlessly and more secure and cheaper than ever before with anything else. That's why they're tokenizing everything.
Wow. Okay. Man,
you see what crazy. I'm saying? Like, all it is a new form to be able to facilitate value. That's it.
Right.
It's your money. It's their value. So instead of having to go through the normal systems of human systems that are in place, you can now facilitate, like I give an example, like say you have a home equity. You have a home and you have home equity in it. Like say you've got $150,000 in equity in your house. Well, right now, if you want to take out a home equity loan, it takes a lender a couple of weeks, maybe 10 days, costs $2,000 or $3,000. Well, if you have the value of your house and you have the value of that extra equity you have on a token, you're able to now facilitate that anytime you want in anywhere else on the internet at any given time, and not have to wait 2 weeks to get your money, not have to cost you $3,000 to get your money that you already have. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can facilitate it 24/7.
Right. Well, you know what, Brett? I just went live on Facebook. Just figured out how to do that last week when you were gone a couple weeks ago. So
here we are.
I think I went live.
Yeah.
Well, it says I hit go live, but I don't know if it's happening or not. Made a change on the February. Some pages from going. Okay, all right. Maybe I can't go live. It doesn't matter. It's all good, man. Anyway, you know what? All these changes are slowly happening with the digital dollar. Did you see that? The BRICS nations, which is all what is that? Brazil, Russia, India, China.
BRICS. It's Brazil, China, India. Brazil. BRICS. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and now South Africa. Sorry, now South Africa.
Wow, that's interesting.
That's BRICS. Trust me.
Wow,
I'm talking about
that's
That's my whole point, which is so the world recognizes like Bitcoin represents a world store of value. That is the same no matter where you go in the world. You could be in Russia, you could be in China, you could be in Australia, you could be in Iceland, America, wherever it is. Bitcoin's worth exactly the same. The store of value of it is worth exactly the same no matter where you're at. And the more that you have BRICS, which is you're having these countries who are getting together for the purpose of not wanting to trade in American dollars. That's the purpose.
That's
so
what
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. So while you're saying that, that's exactly what a friend of mine sent me an article that says BRICS to replace US dollar with cryptocurrency for trade. So I guess as soon as you said that, what you're saying, you're right on track, bro.
I've talked about it a million times. I mean, that's my whole point, which is we're spoiled in America, man. Like we see things from our lens and that's it. And like I always say in real estate, everyone's cool until they're not. And it's the same thing, which is the world is going to go along with it until they don't have to. And you've already got major countries that are already trying to form a system where they don't have to, for no other reason than they don't want to be reliant on the American dollar. So they've done some trades in their own currency, and we're talking like natural gas trades, oil trades, huge trades, and now they're saying, forget all this, our currency, we'll do it in cryptocurrency. We'll do it in Bitcoin. Why? Because it's worth the same here as it is here, as it is here, as it is here. And the world banks want to shut off Russians' money. So Russia says, cool, we'll just do all of our trades and everything in Bitcoin. You can't stop us.
That's true, though, right?
So think about as the world becomes more global. Think about as AI becomes injected more. Think about, blockchain is about ease, man. It's about being able to have more security, more transparency, so that those people, those big companies that cheat us, can't cheat us anymore, man. Because once everything and all their documents and data and everything goes on blockchain, anybody can, I can sit in my underwear at 1 o'clock in the morning if I know how to read it properly, which isn't that hard. You can see what's on the blockchain, man. Wow. So not to mention one of the main points, which is to facilitate value. It allows you to facilitate value throughout the internet without having to hook up your Stripe account, without then having to go through Zelly and then this, and they take a fee, and then it takes a weekend, and It's your money. It's your value. Why the hell do you got to wait for it, man?
I agree. So, I agree.
I mean, And then you want to move your value around, and they charge you for your money.
Every time you do anything, they charge you.
Yes. So
That's
why I love it, man.
Are you familiar with I forgot what the term it is. There's some type of bridge being built by the government that will eliminate the need to go to a crypto exchange where you can just exchange your money directly from MetaMask or whatever wallet your crypto is in, directly deposited directly into your bank account. Have you seen anything like that?
Well, I mean, you can do that right now with MetaMask or whatever. I mean,
I'm talking about without going to an exchange. There's some type of bridge being built, and I'll do some research on it next time.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
bridge?
I would. It's a bridge direct that will connect wherever your crypto is. If you want to cash it out, it'll just a bridge directly into your bank account and eliminate.
I have that right now.
You do?
Like Coinbase. What money I have in Coinbase right now, I can just sell the coin right there and cash out in my bank account. It's connected to my bank.
Right. But they charge fees, right?
No. Well, if you want to have it taken out immediately on the spot, they charge like $3. But if you don't want to, and you want to wait 3 to 5 days, whatever it is, then it doesn't cost anything.
Okay. All right.
But I mean,
I'll get
if
the name
you try to do anything on exchange, the exchange will take a little bit of. But that's how they make
right.
their money.
But there's another bridge being built that through the government. At least my friend was telling me that it will eliminate the need to send it to Coinbase or to crypto.com and then
all you
send it to your
all
bank.
you gotta do is say the word government. I'm out.
Yep. Yeah. Yes. That's right. Because they want to know. They want to know where your money is.
That wouldn't they, man? I bet they would love that.
Oh, they will. They can track all your money. They're smart.
If you want to, go for it, man. I'm not playing that.
No, not me. I'm just saying I saw things about that being coming.
Yeah.
And I was like,
hey,
that's interesting.
It's smart by the government, not smart by the consumer.
They'll be able to track all your money, man. Crazy.
I mean,
crazy,
that's what they want to towards, which is the CBDC, central bank digital currency. That's what it is, basically. Think about this. Almost everything that you do right now is digital. It's facilitate digital, But the last resort that we have is cash. You could stuff it in your mattress. You could put it in jars and dig holes in your yard.
Right.
That you could have $400,000 in cash, and you can be the only person that knows about that. The government could never know about that if you wanted to, and you could use that to pay for things.
Yeah.
That's like your last kind of only freedom that's not like, you see what I'm saying? Because you can have as much of it as you want, and you can be the only person that really knows about it. But yet you can still use that to live and pay for things. You can't do that with anything digital. And once they take cash away and it's all digital, that's I'm like, well, if that's going to go the route, then wouldn't you rather have your digital be decentralized where nobody can control it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. Great information today, Bret, man. You are the man. I'm going to reach out to you after the show. I'll probably just text you that way what we talked about prior to the show. I want to get that thing going. So, hey, you know what, everyone? Thanks for listening to the Crypto and Cash podcast this week. We gave you a little tidbit of what's going on. We'll give you a little bit more next time you join us in a couple of weeks. So we want to thank you very much for coming on. Bret, thank you as usual, man.
Let me say this quick, Dan. How was tax
season
go ahead. For you? How was tax season for you, man? Were you busy?
Yeah. Yes. I don't even want to mention that.
Yeah. I want to tell everybody out there, Dan is the hardest working guy that I know. Like every event, I try to make it a habit of not going to events because I'm a homebody, man. I wake up at 3 a.m. and start working from my computer, and I just plow through what I need to. This is what I like to do, you know. But but when I get out, like Dan's at every single event, networking, booth set. I mean, you're the hardest working guy I know, man. Huge inspiration.
Hey, man, I slowed down the last 3 months. I really slowed down. I was like, I got to chill for a while, but I'm about to get back out there. You know? I mean, I got the best program in America for business owners. I really do. It's free too, and it doesn't cost them anything, man. So I'm about to get really rocking and rolling. So that's why I want to get all that stuff over to you. But anyway, hey, well, thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. You work pretty hard yourself.
Hey, do you have you got a website? Give me your website, man. Well, I type mine in the right-hand side in the chat. Oh, that's in the private chat. I didn't see that.
Oh, I'll just text it to you.
Oh.
Okay. UncleDanConsulting.com. Easy.
Uncle Dan Consulting. Yeah, mine is clickbrick.xyz. So actually, he put it in here. Okay, yeah, that's my website. I just created that myself, man. It's a little portfolio of all the digital different things I'm doing for movies and books I've wrote. And
where did you put? How did you put that up there?
He put it up.
Oh, okay.
I put it in the private comment section on the right hand side. So put your website in the private chat on the right hand side.
Oh, chat. There it is.
Yeah. Private chat. And then he'll.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, just send it over there.
There you go, man. He should put it. Yeah, right there. I think he.
All right, Ian. Well, appreciate it. All right. Hey, well, thanks everyone. We will.
I think we got a few minutes left, Dan.
I think so.
We'll chit chat a little bit.
Yeah, that's
cool. Consulting.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, send your stuff. So what I'm doing for Dan, everybody kind of knows out there, is I'm putting together a chat bot for him. So it's just allows you to answer. Anybody comes to your website, it allows you to answer all the questions without having to be there at any given time. So the more information, and that's what Dan's going to do after this call, he's going to send me all of his documents, all his information about that subject or that website. Because the way it works is the more information that you send it, the better trained it gets on it. So there shouldn't be any question that it can't answer. And then I can set the tone. I want it to be professional yet friendly, maybe a little bit witty, stuff like that. And I can set the tone on it, but it's going to be able to answer every single thing about your business by simply just uploading all your documents to me that I put in there, and it just trains it on your docs. That's how it goes.
Do I put it in a Word doc to send it over to you, or what's the best way to do it?
PDFs, Word docs, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. I'll
even links I can put in.
Links, okay. Okay. I'm gonna send a bunch of stuff over there. You want me to email it to you, or how you want me to send it?
Yeah, just email it to me, because the more you give me, the more help me help you.
Okay, I'm gonna do it.
So
I'm gonna do it mostly on this program that I got right now. This off. Oh my God, it's so crazy good. Okay, I'll get that over to you, man. I'll start working on it.
All right. I think we're what?
I think we're good, man.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yep. Everybody. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, thanks again. I guess we're gonna do a little outbound. Let's rock and roll. And thanks again, everybody.
PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.